Chargers win turns the AFC West upside down and makes the AFC playoff picture very interesting. Taking a look at the standings, Chiefs-Chargers tied at the top with 11-3 records. Chiefs have the tiebreaker. If they win out and the Chiefs lose at Seattle next week, the Chargers would win the AFC West. And that stuff up gonna be lit later this winter. Guys, exciting game all around, incredible finish. What stood out to you guys?
You know, Kay, I'm so hardened by the last decade of Chargers football that this is going the same way that every game. They were down 14-0 on the road on Eric Berry night with Tony Gonzalez's name being that I looked at the camera or looked at the TV and I was thinking, okay, this is the same old, same old.
Yeah.
But this might not be the same Chargers. And I'll tell you something, late in the game where the Chargers always seem to screw the pooch in recent years, they were unbelievable. They were unbelievable. Let's go through some of these plays right here. First of all, fourth quarter, you're down 14 points late in the game. This is on a 1st and 20 after a holding. Travis Benjamin, just incredible, 26 yards, gets them right down here. Look at this pass here. Perfect touch. We talk about Patrick Mahomes' passes. Look at the coverage and look at where he had to throw this on the play of the game to get them moving. All right, we move forward. 1st and goal. 8 seconds left. What is the play call? Mike Williams, you were drafted before Patrick Mahomes. You played better than Patrick Mahomes last night. Mike Williams makes the play. And then we go 2-point conversion. What are we going to do with a 2-point conversion? Let's go right back to the guy who got us there all day. Rivers to Williams. 2-point conversion, good. Guys, this is not the games that the Chargers are supposed to win. The Chargers usually lose these games, which is leading me to a conclusion that I didn't think I would say this year. But, hey, if you go into Arrowhead and beat them for the first time in 9 times, this ain't your same old Chargers. This is a different Chargers team. And last night proved to me, proved to a lot of people around the country, the Chargers
are for real.
I might be all in.
I saw a resilient Chargers football team last night. I saw a Chargers team that showed a lot of heart. The Kansas City Chiefs had the sexier plays, but the Chargers kept their heads down and they just kept playing football. And I think it's a sign of a good team, man, when you can lose some of your best players and not miss a beat, right? They lost Melvin Gordon. Austin Eckler and Justin Jackson together stepped in, and the offense didn't miss a beat. No Austin Eckler last night. Justin Jackson is getting the job done.
Dontrez Newsome stepping up.
Dontrez Newsome. They got guys stepping in off the street that we've never heard of that are being productive for this team.
Keenan Allen goes down in the first quarter.
He's about to get to that. I'm glad you mentioned that. Keenan Allen goes down. Who steps up? Mike Williams steps up. It's the Mike Williams coming out party last night. And so that's a sign of a good football team when you can lose some of your star players and then other guys just step up. And it's like you never miss a beat. And that's what I saw last night from a Chargers team that I have not seen since probably LaDainian Tomlinson was there. You know, since that year when they got bounced by the Patriots in the NFC Championship. Or the
2006.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
What do you got, Kay?
Now, what do you got?
Listen, it was probably a fantastic night for the Chiefs fans all the way up to the last second. I mean, great atmosphere, tailgate,
Crazy.
great night. Here comes the hangover, all right? This is going to be Tony Gonzalez beating that drum on your head. What am I supposed to say about the Chiefs here? You sacked Rivers 5 times. You picked him twice. You were up 14 early. You were up 14 late. They didn't make any of the big plays defensively down the stretch. Didn't make any big plays offensively. Eric Berry, we all root for him. It's a really cool story. Didn't look great in the first half. Never saw him in the second half. Didn't get on the field. And is there not a scar tissue of their own with the Chiefs? I'm sitting there at the end of the game, and how many times have we seen Andy Reid on the sideline with his mouth agape at the end of a very curious loss that they probably should have won? And I'll just say this about the Chiefs fans. I know you've lost to the Pats now. You've lost to the Rams, and you've lost to the Chargers.
Yeah.
I know you beat the Cardinals and the Bengals and the Raiders and everything, but, like, I need to know how much I can trust this team because I look at these juggernauts in the AFC, K, whether I don't care if we're talking about the Patriots or the Texans. I think if we're talking about the Ravens or the Colts. Is there any team that's terrified to go into Arrowhead and win? I don't know. It was a tough ending to what should have been a very, very fun night, but I wasn't sure.
Same old Chiefs?
Same old
Big game at home and they lose?
They choose differently. In Arrowhead, they lose again. It's same old Chiefs unless you change it. I don't care who the quarterback is.
A lot of those same mistakes that we saw last night from the Chiefs defense are the same mistakes that we saw when they played the Los Angeles Rams. Like they were busting coverages. Certain players, the same players that were getting beat last night were getting beat in that same game.
Nelson, Skandrick, all those guys.
I asked this question, Skandrick. I asked this question after that Monday night game. How can both these teams be effective in the playoffs when they're not getting enough production from their defense, right? When they have these issues with, the run game, the gaps were wide open for Justin Jackson last night. And so It's going to be tough for
have
them when they
been
get to the
all
playoffs. They're going to struggle because when you have to play a complete football team like they did last night, it's going to be tough for them.
And that's what I was saying all week. They're the more balanced team. The more balanced team won. Yeah. We talked about Phillip Rivers, and I talked about his legacy a lot this week, right? Losing the last 9 to Andy Reid, who was on the sidelines. He finally got the best of him. That had to exercise some demons. But all year, this is my Super Bowl pick. This is because they're balanced. Because I likened it to like building up immunity by going into the New York City subway and not getting sick anymore because you're around a lot of germs. They've had so many injuries in their lives for the past 3 seasons or so that they have guys like Tyrell Williams getting reps, Mike Williams getting an opportunity when Keenan Allen goes down. So they have the depth. They're well balanced. And Phillip Rivers did exactly what I thought he would do, put the team on his back when it mattered. You're mentioning the adversity they face. So if they're playing at Arrowhead, that's tough. They're playing knowing that they've got ghosts against this team. Rivers throws a pick on the first drive of this game, and they have to pick themselves up. They have to bring themselves back from 14-zip. Keenan Allen gets hurt, like you said. Rivers was under constant pressure. The offensive line did not perform well. He threw 2 picks, and they still won the flipping game.
They're down 14
I expect
with
them,
3 minutes left.
I expect them to march. This is just business. This is I'm so sick of the recency bias of the Eagles are going to be great because they won the Super Bowl last year. They're not the same team, and guess what? The Chargers aren't either, and they really weren't to the end of last year too. They won 6 of the last 7. Keenan Allen came to play. Now everybody's stepping up, and you can just tell they've got an incredible coach. Anthony Lynn was on our show. Everything that he says, I hang on to because I believe in him. And this was the Nunc Copi Suckers game. This is the new beginning. Don't talk about last year or the years ago. Officially dead under the ground.
Well, this is the kind of team that the Chargers that we've seen flashes of greatness for them right before, and they've come up short in the playoffs. Right, I feel like Phillip Rivers should at least played in at least 1 or 2 Super Bowls with some of those great Chargers teams that he had with LaDainian Tomlinson, his MVP year candidate, when they had that really good defense with Sean Merriman, with Sean Phillips, Stephen Cooper, you know, all those guys. So I want to see what they do now after this big win. After this big emotional win. How do they handle
I've got my phone right here. I've been texting with guys. The Chargers organization, they just landed in L.A. They're on a bus to the facility right now.
Right now?
In real time. Think about that. They're in real time. They had to fly across. And they
I love that.
My question is this to you guys real quick before we go to commercial. We know they could beat the Chiefs right now. Can this team beat the Patriots?
Yes.
Yes, they can.
I don't think there's any team they can't beat in the AFC. I mean, I think they're the best team in the AFC right now, coming off of that.
They are the road dogs. This team they beat Pittsburgh and Kansas City in their buildings in the last month.
Did they go for 2 because they were terrified their kicker was going to miss the extra point?
That's a what if for the ages. Who cares?
Just throwing it out there.
How things change. Chargers looking good. We'll have more highlights for you, of course. We'll get